Why, hello there, Blue Jewel travelers of the world. Robert here with Blue Jewel Travels, which you can find us at www.bluejewelgo.com, and we can help you explore all kinds of really cool places to travel to and around, or cruise to, or whatever. But this little short video is about a recent trip my wife and I took up to the Sequoia National Forest. We're in Orange County area of California, and so this is more like Central East, I guess you'd say. But pretty cool. We went up there to see this water slide, and here's more about that adventure. Okay, yes, so there are many creeks that flow into the Kern River, which is just east of Bakersfield, California, in the beautiful Sequoia National Forest. And so while this is not one of the ones we'll be talking about today, this is one that's very prominent up there, Peppermint Creek. But we're really going to be focusing a little bit more here on the Dry Meadows Creek and another one, Alder Creek, that runs into that. But while we were up there, I was just taken in by the beauty of this, how this granite mountain, there's so much of it, just big chunks of granite, is just loaded with fabulous waterfalls and pools and natural water slides, not to mention this fantastic Kern River. And we stayed right across the street from it at a place called the Coral Creek Lodge. I'm going to tell you a little bit about another one I might recommend over that one, but this was right across the street, and if you like to fish for trout, man, get yourself down there, because just before dusk, the trout were literally for 40 minutes or so just jumping out of the water. Okay, but let's get back over to the point of this little show here is the natural water slides. That's the upper one from Alder Creek, and then this one is the lower section, part of the Dry Meadow Creek. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's back up a little bit. This is in the southern section of the huge Sequoia National Forest, where you'll find a wide variety of great things to explore. And it is just southeast of Fresno, California, and northeast of Bakersfield, California, which is its largest big major city that's around there. So let's get in here and take a look at that. There's your drive if you're going from Kernville up to the natural water slides. Most people will stay somewhere in or around Kernville. But we're going to be looking at the Alder and the Dry Meadow Creeks, which are about 32 miles north of Kernville. So let's get into that, and that's you'll also see Isabella Lake just below that, which is what the Kern River flows into. But before we get out of Kernville, I wanted to point out this really cool lodge that we drove by, and I was going, oh man, I wish I would have stayed there. Not from this sign. You'll look at this sign and you'll think, oh my goodness, is this like a scary Bates Motel Lodge or something? This old sign. I'm so glad they haven't torn it down. Look how nostalgic and cool looking it is. The lady in the swimsuit diving off the diving board, and just this oldness to the sign. I hope that sign stays up for a long time, because it's so cool. They do have a new sign across the driveway from that, but I just wanted to get a picture of that. I love that sign. Anyway, so this is kind of what that lodge looks like. You've got several of these cabins around here and a large swimming pool, but the cool part is it is literally right on the Kern River. Right behind the lodge here is the Kern River. So you just walk down to the left past the swimming pool, your little beach down there, and you're sitting there looking at the Kern River. And if you're out at the pool, you just look over the little fence there and you're looking at the Kern River. So very cool. I wanted to point that out before we got out of Kernville and head up on our journey. And by the way, if you're planning a little wedding or something like that, contact them, because they also cater to weddings and small family groups and outings, and maybe small little church retreats or whatever. Pretty cool up there. Here's a wide panoramic of a lot of the cabins. There's still more up to the right, but Anyway, just wanted to point that out before we start heading on our trip. Let's go now, though. So from the Isabella Lake area and Kernville. After Kernville, you're going to drive north on Highway 99 about 24 miles. So look at your odometer when you make that turn onto Forest Route 22S82. 22S82. Look at your odometer then, because you got about 24 miles to go. I'm sorry, it's 24 miles to get to that point, but then you got about another 6 miles after you turn onto that road. And here's a good little landmark for you. The T-Bar T Ranch, you can't miss it because you almost kind of head right into it before you veer off to the left. It's going to be about 2.5 miles past the T-Bar T Ranch. So look at your odometer, because there's lots of these little day-use parking pull-out areas. But after about 2.5 miles from the T-Bar T Ranch, look for a day-use parking area off to the right side of the road. It's pretty good size. You're going to park there. Then you will cross over that paved road, which is what 22S82 is, a normal paved mountain road. And you're going to go off to the right just a little bit, and you'll see a green fire road gate, all right, which is usually closed and locked. You're going to walk around that and hike up that dirt road, which does have a number also. It's 22S83, but you're going to go about a third of a mile, maybe a mile and a half. Did I say a third of a mile? 1.1 1/3 miles, or about 1.5 miles or so. But you'll be listening. You'll hear the creek off to the right side. But what you want to really listen for is when it starts getting louder and you're going to see a little bit of an opening. Now let me show you what we're looking for here. So this is that water slide I was telling you about. That's where we're going to see. And it is where the Alder Creek and the Dry Meadow Creeks come together. And down below, off of the Dry Meadow Creek, is another little lower, smaller kind of slides and pools and things like that. If you got a tube, it looked like it would be fun to go down. There was a small side over to the side where maybe you could go down without it. But for the most part, we went there to see that one. Yeah, the one vibrating there is the Alder Creek slide. Okay, and you get there, as I mentioned, you're going to be hiking up this dirt road, and you'll see the water slide down to the right there. You'll maybe hear other people enjoying it, hooting and howling and having a good time. And there's a little opening there that you can just take a path right down, descend down to it, fairly easy to get down. Just watch your footing and enjoy the water slide. So let's listen to my alter ego here tell us about the walk there.
Okay, so here we are. We have about a 1.5 miles or so hike up this fire trail. I'll turn that around. Still kind of beautiful though. You got a lot of these smaller sequoia trees up here. And then supposedly we're gonna keep walking for a while. There's April over there, carrying the tube. And we're heading up here to the water slides. So hopefully in about another mile or so, we'll be able to show you some cool water slides. Adios. Okay, so we have reached the water slides, and I'll show you a little bit of that down there. So we got, those are just like some pools and stuff that continue out of the creek that we're on the bigger water slides for. And we'll pan around over here, and this is the little pool that you land in right there. And then that's the main part of the water slide there. So I can point this in the right direction. That guy's crawling out of the little pool you land in. And so we'll go up there, and I'll give you a couple more shots at this after we go down a couple of times. Okay, so we are up here at the top of the main little water slide or whatever. The pool's where it starts up there. And then it comes down here. And the little bit of moss that's on there is what kind of helps give you some lighting power there. They come on down and then you splash down in that pool right down there. So we're going to give this a try and maybe get a video of somebody going down.
So what a small world. We're up there 4 hours from our home, and we ran into another family up there enjoying the water slide. We let them use their tube. They're from our exact same city. Small world.
So there's the water slide. Can't see all of it from here. It comes right down here, and then that big boy right there is the last big kind of hump. You go up over, it gives you a little air usually, and you land in this big pool here, which is fairly deep. Someone tied a rope there, but it's really hard to get up to it because this current wants to kind of pull you down. But if you come down in a tube, especially like we did, you end up coming down, landing in this large pool, and then you go ahead and let yourself go over to that section right there, and you see where it's not a lot of moss. That's usually where you can then stand up and either walk right up this section to get out, or even if you go down into this next little pool right here, you can see there's some granite that doesn't have moss on it right there that's fairly shallow. You can stand on that pretty well and come over here. And probably next time we come, I think I'm going to bring about a 25-foot rope tied around this tree right here, and then let it hang down here in this water just to kind of help you, because some of the moss makes it very slippery on the bottom. And as a matter of fact, we didn't bring water shoes this time, but I think that might be a good idea, just because you can see the moss is what makes it slippery when you're going down the water slide. Check it out, which is good. Nice clean moss. The water's very clean, clear, but when you try to stand up on that. So I think next time I'm going to bring some water shoes. I think that would help. The rubber would help, I think, stand up a little easier, because your skin gets pretty slippery. So there you go. Come on in, have some free water slide fun. And that, my friends, is kind of the little lower mellow part of the slides. Just in case you want to come down here and slide around a little bit. Or sit in some of these little pools. This rock here is just the coolest looking rock. It's like somebody took big slabs of granite, mixed them up in cement or something, and then it got worn down by all of the water or something, because you can see all around the slide, all these big, huge, it's just weird looking. So somehow when this all formed, you had big pieces of granite mixed in with this other lighter looking granite.
So there you have it. That was our fun adventure at these water slides. But there's a bonus. The bonus is what we found after, unfortunately, we got back. After we got back, I found out that there was if you follow that Meadow Creek down further, not literally walking down, because you got to get there a little bit differently, but we had these tubs, they call them, like bathtubs. Water in the granite caused, about 5 or more of these tubs. And it was like, whoa, why didn't we know about that? We weren't told about it. So I'm going to show you something. We parked right down here, right? That's where we parked. That little pullout I told you about is right there. And then, of course, we hiked up this dirt path, went up there, swam around, had some fun, frolied, and then hiked it back down. Then we got in our car and drove away. Well, we didn't know any better that literally very close to us was this other cool feature that I wish we would have known about. We would have checked it out. But I'm telling you about it. This cool part of the Dry Meadow Creek, which by this point it was joined together with that Alder Creek joined together with it. But it was literally just about 700 feet from where we parked, easy to get down over to. And so what a shame after we were there and we hiked clear up to the other one. This is just about 700 feet. We've got Dry Meadows Creek, where we've got these tubs that I would have loved to have checked out. So didn't get a chance to see it then. If we get there to see it another time, probably show you part 2 of this, and we'll include that one, maybe the Peppermint Creek Falls and things like that. So much to explore up there. Just get out and go see it. Okay, so there you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And there's that, I mentioned the falls there, the Peppermint Creek Falls. We had directions, so we didn't actually find it, even though we were actually really close. We gave up to it. So the next video, and hopefully I'll post something down for that, we'll cover that one, because it was actually, we were really close. Just not, we gave up because we couldn't find this pronounced trail we thought we were going to find. Anyway, but that's it for these slides. Hope you enjoyed them, and get up there and check them out. They're pretty cool.